We are in watch mode, and this was the video that Florida State University's former quarterback DeAndre Johnson says he should have just walked away from, instead of punching a young woman at a bar, a scene that was caught on surveillance cameras and shared all over the internet. And some fans are forgiving him. Attorney Mom tweets, DeAndre Johnson used enough reasonable force to stop the drunk female from assaulting him. Stop it. Reinstate that young man ASAP. Whereby Tom Hawk tweets, glad to see DeAndre Johnson taking accountability and apologizing to the girl he hit and her family on GMA, praying for you and your family. Take a look at what DeAndre told Michael Strahan today on ABC's Good Morning America.
Your lawyer has said that you are not the instigator, that the young lady said some racial slurs towards you, and that was part of the equation. Did that happen?
It doesn't matter. What matters is that I shouldn't have raised my hand to her. I should have walked away.
And who do you think you let down the most?
My mother. She didn't raise me this way, you know. She didn't raise me this way. She kills me inside to know that I hurt her heart.
I cry. I just cry. I cry for 3 days. I still cry because I don't teach my kids to raise their hand, and for this just to happen, I'm sorry.
So when this happened, what did you say to DeAndre?
I wanted to jump through the phone and wring his neck.
Have you ever been violent towards women?
I've never been violent towards a woman.
Ever?
Ever.
Oh, tense and uncomfortable moments between DeAndre and his mother there during that interview. Now, DeAndre is charged with a misdemeanor battery, and he's pled not guilty. Criminal defense attorney Brian Claypool is joining us now. Brian, thank you so much for being with us. First, I just want to get your take on this apology and the idea that DeAndre is owning up to what took place.
Well, Ollie, it's a step in the right direction. I liked his answer that it doesn't matter if there were any racial slurs. It doesn't matter whether she instigated it. He should have walked away. So that is definitely showing some remorse and the fact that he needs to improve his behavior. So that's good news.
Help us understand, because I think the reaction that I had was, if you're apologizing for this, doesn't that somehow point to the idea that you're accepting responsibility? Does this potentially harm his defense from a legal standpoint?
That's a great point. In fact, what he's saying is really at odds with what his lawyer is talking about, Jose Baez. Jose Baez wants to talk about the legal aspect of this case, that DeAndre wasn't the instigator. And what DeAndre is choosing to speak about is most important. That is, irrespective of whether he was not the instigator, irrespective of whether she was articulating racial slurs, he should have done the responsible thing and walked away from this.
This is potentially going to ruin his football career, Brian. If he's found not guilty, what can he do? What sort of recourse does he have? Can he countersue? What are his options?
Well, Ollie, look, life is bigger than sports, and that's really the teachable moment here. Whether you're an athlete in high school, college, or pro sports, playing sports is an absolute privilege. And with privilege comes great responsibility. And really, that's what we should be talking about. DeAndre has a great opportunity now to be a role model and to build his reputation back, to speak to other people about what he shouldn't have done here. This is a platform for him now to focus on educating people on domestic violence and not hurting women, and not focus on getting back into sports. If he does that and stays on track, then maybe a couple years down the road, he might have that second chance.
Right. Brian Claypool, thanks so much for joining us. I think there's been a lot of mixed opinions, obviously, about